Well, sit here and chill out a minute until people come on in the room. I don't really have an agenda, but I kind of do. I kind of know where I'm going with this. See if anybody gets on here. Yeah, I have a few things I'd like to spout off about. Yeah, I do. You know, one of the things I can say is I'm so glad that I am where I am right now with the way I think and what I know to be true. And that things are revealed to me like for a lot of people get them. Like I can see the stinking brainwashing. I actually did like in between election between 2016 and 2020. I actually was looking at how people converse with each other on social media. So what I did was I wanted to see how many people were just rude um, from one side to the next. So it goes both ways. Doesn't matter if you're on the right or you're on the left. People attack each other. They're constantly fighting. And neither side, I feel, is just in a lot of the things that they say or do. They parrot. And I can actually cognitively see this stuff. What they hear, you can tell from what they hear on the news that's being pumped in, whether it's, more liberal news or more conservative news. They parrot what they hear instead of trusting what they feel, see, and understand. People have done their research. That's why, yeah, I have certain things that I don't feel is right. I don't like lying, cheating, hurting people, murder. I don't like any of those things. I don't like anything that hurts another soul. I don't like, but both sides do it. Both sides say nasty things to each other. This is a higher perspective. And this is the dividing that those media platforms want to do. It's tailored, and you'll get propaganda pumped in whichever side you're on. And most of it's spun and lies. We've been lied to as a society, a world society. I can tell this is probably gonna piss people off on both sides. I kind of understand, you know, why liberal views they feel the way that they do because they've been viciously attacked too. Just people have a right to their own opinion. People have a right to speak what they want and think the way that they do. The only way, people's hearts are hard. They're like robots right now, folks, because they've been programmed to think a certain way from whatever they're taking in to their body. Whatever their eye holes, ear holes, it comes out their mouth hole. I know that's right. That's why, like I said, I've been doing my whole background research on people behind the stuff. And look, what I'm about to say is for people in the United States. This excludes the rest of the world. You guys are not on. I believe in your solidarity and your own freedom. I'm speaking to people from within, and if this might even resonate, if you're seeing the situation in your own country, we only see the shit that's being pumped through the American media. Okay, we don't really see anything that's going on that's pumped through your media and telling you a certain narrative. I'm gonna come over here and speak to my fellow United Statesians right now. I knew something was really wrong last year when basically, and I would get very upset. Like I said, I gave my kid over to the Most High and said, "You protect him," because I can't get down with this agenda. I can't. I don't like what I see, and I don't like how people have just turned on each other instead of. It's so dark and gross and cold. People have a really hard time now opening up their heart. They're like robots. It's what I've noticed. They haven't really deep dug into the things that when we see a problem, they haven't really took it in and said what's going on and asking God for direction. Instead, they're listening to their God, the media. God would be telling you the same thing he's telling me. Like I said, I knew something was really wrong when everything was getting torn down and all of the riots and people getting attacked and this, that, and a rigged election. It was rigged. I don't give a shit. Y'all know it. It's the facts. It's the truth. You already have me censored. I really don't care. You know it's the truth. So does pretty much everyone else at this point. It's right in your faces, people. You can see who they are. You know who they are at this point. They're having parties. And they're going and vacationing. They're preparing for the rest of civilization's demise. Yes, so that they can take over this world. That's the game plan. And now, I was kind of on the fence about it. But when I saw that our own military didn't step in, they just sat back and did nothing when our cities were being attacked by socialists. I'm not saying liberals, I'm saying socialist, Marxist people. They think destroying our planet is better than loving God's creation. They want to exterminate us. Period. All of us. None of you are safe. None of you. Look at what they did over in Afghanistan. They just left those people. And these were civilians. I don't know. That very well could be another psyop, like 9/11 was. Just to get everybody in their emotions. Well, you ain't fooling me. You're not fooling me one bit. I know there's a whole corrupt army that wants to take out humanity. Well, We'll see what God has to say about that. I mean, yeah, guys are running rampant pretty well and not being held accountable. Well, I know one place you're going to be held accountable. Your time is short. You can kill us ones that know what's going on. We don't care. We're not afraid of death. We're not. We're not afraid of you. My God provides for me. He promised that. I'm in covenant. Those people are not. Those people are demonically possessed. All of them. And you're seeing it right before your eyes. People who've been programmed. It was all in the plan. Build back better. You think I didn't see that? How many countries had that as their slogan? The New World Order. Yep. Sit there and say it's a conspiracy theory now. Sit there and say it's a conspiracy theory now. Y'all been played. Yep. I mean, people are only going to be pushed so far and then they're going to flip. Thanks a lot. God's going to have to come in and wreck it. So, pushing his hand. He'll raise up a standard and y'all know it. Think you're going to get away with that? Last time God created this planet and everything in it and everything outside of it. Yeah, the whole universe. You ain't gonna get away with that. Yeah, I find it funny people come on here and peek. They can't talk. Click on here to click off, yeah. Hi. How are you? So there was a few things that I figured out this week. Just gaining higher perspectives on certain things. And being okay with however I'm supposed to figure out whatever's going on with my life. So yeah. And pretty much be like, all right, God, you're in control. You may order out of chaos one other time. I'm hoping that you do the same this time. I trust that. Yeah. Anybody get the revelation now? This certainly is biblical. Holy wars. Even though, for me, God made everybody his kids. Like, we're all God's creation. It's person's free will who they choose, so. I chose a relationship. I like being able to talk to God. I like being in right standing with God. I know when I'm doing something wrong, I feel bad. I know if I say something wrong, I feel bad. I get very convicted when I know God told me something and I don't listen. I see what happens. And that's my boundaries of what I stick in. I saw his provision, his protection, his favor. And I saw how people hated me for speaking the truth. Whether it came out of, well, it was mostly religious people. Yeah, mostly religious people hate me. Which is fine. I don't hate them. Actually, I still watch a lot of pastors and I still get my, and I do a lot of research on old text and stuff that was left out. And I'm just like, doggone it, if we knew that was our enemy, we think it's another country. No, it's not those people. It's evil governments. It's who's over us. It's a spiritual battle, people. This is a war in the unseen realm. Many of you are being called into it. God knew it was going to be. I read the end of the book. I know who wins. So, trying to take me out my whole life. I knew when we landed here it was going to be not like we thought it would. Who would have guessed we would have been in this generation to see all this stuff happening? Who would have guessed? That's why there's so many light workers here right now and empaths. That's why there's so many light workers who had to stand in their power and take their power back from people who kept on stealing their energy. Because we were too freaking nice. And let me say it, gullible too, naive. We wanted to believe the best in everybody. We wanted to think that everybody had the same heart we did. Well, no. Some people are freaking plain evil. And it doesn't matter what side you fall on. There's a big structure and it parallels what's going on in the spiritual realm. There's a battle between God and Satan. And the angels and demons are fighting, and we're fighting with people. It's not where the battle's at, it's in the spirit realm. It's when you pray. Fasting too. Yep. God called many of us at this point to live a life of surrender. Surrender to your desires and your wills. And do what he called you to do. Being sent out like the arrow. Yeah, I know. This confuses people because they see that God gave me a gift in the esoteric and using cards. Never studied tarot. I just knew how to do it. Out of nowhere. I didn't expect to be in this community. When I got that word in 2005, I didn't know how I was going to get into this. I knew nothing. I didn't even know that I knew about playing cards. I didn't expect this. But hey, my life is yours, God. Do how you see fit. Hope you're all doing good. I can't even tell if anybody is talking, but no. Thank you for the thumbs up, even though none of you said anything. We can chat for a little bit. I just don't like to see all the division. That's one way you really know what's running this world. You want to divide everybody into little groups and then subgroups and then subgroups off of those groups, and then they can put you in a box. Can't step out of that box. I, my whole natal chart is a box that I'm breaking out of. Yeah. Yep. Yep, there were some things that I had to deal with within myself, between me and God, and there's a lot of tests that I had to see that I still need to work on. But I said, let's work on them. Because nobody's perfect on this planet. There was only one I can think of, and he was that perfect, God had to raise him from the dead. Yeah. So, I pretty much believe in what I have experienced myself. I gotta talk about so much stuff. I really could. I could talk about all the indoctrination that I saw. College. Now they're taking it down to the elementary school level. You know, actually, when I was thinking about it, I was pondering this idea that a lot more kids went to college than joined the military in the previous generation. Have you noticed that? Yeah, most of them went to college. They could better indoctrinate them there. Now they're pushing the agenda and shoving it down the throats of everybody. I took international relations in college. I know what that class was all about. I walked out of there every day feeling bad for being white. I saw the indoctrination of what was going on in college. Because empathically, I could feel it. And their little stratus thing. And unfortunately, they've succeeded in the indoctrination of our youth. Yep. They succeeded at taking God out of everything, calling what's good evil and what's evil good. Those are signs, big ones. And I find it real interesting. Kind of get a parallel here, but in the physical, in the 3D, because most people can't think beyond that because they're programmed in the 3D. When they say physical Israel, that might be the sign of all nations will rise up against Israel. Well, guess what? God's kids are in God's lineage. We're Israel. Pure of Jewish descent. Even if you're not of, if you're grafted in, you're grafted in. You're considered Israel. Your soul. Friend of God. Nations. will rise up against nations, because this is it. I hope you're ready. Make sure your heart is right. When every structure rises up against the people of the Most High, then the end shall come. That could be schools. That could be government structures, presidents, world leaders. They're all rising up against God's kids. If you don't see this, you're blind. Military? Yeah. I don't have any, most of the people in the military are programmed as well. That's what that basic training is. Basic mind fuckery is what it is. They break a person and then they build them back up the way they want them. Mind control. So they're not going to go against their leaders. Oh, Uranus is in Taurus. Many of them took an oath, but their oath was to defend their country and their countrymen from leaders and terrorists and enemies, foreign and domestic. Not leave wide open borders and then transport those people. Dude, don't even get me started. You are helping aid in the destruction of our country. I see you. And the world. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves. I get it. Those who are actually there on mission, they're programmed. But you leaders who are doing this shit ought to be ashamed of yourselves. God. Do your thing. You're in control. Look, my friends across the world, the American people are not your enemy. We're not. We love you. We can't help it what these idiots are doing. And even prior to that, I think they're all messed up, programmed. Just watch them. Watch them for yourselves. See if they don't say the same things over and over and parrot. That's the difference. Oh, she got radical libertarian views. Yes, I do. I believe everybody has the solidarity of their own body. I believe people should be able to call the shots for their own family. What's best. Just like God likes families. You're not the family. The government is not our family. They hate us. Remember this. Remember I said it. Okay? There's corruption across the whole entire globe. And you all see it in your own countries because you're getting all of the shit coming in. You see it for yourselves. I see it. It's just hard because we're getting pumped in a bunch of crap over here and you guys are hearing something completely different. Well, some of the things are the same, like bumbling moron. Can't put together two friggin'. Don't let me talk about him. But yeah, that was the big abomination. just put the nail in the coffin. Congratulations. Like I said, many of us have been crucified and going through this, so. My people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and turn their face. I will hear from heaven and heal their land. Yeah, you better humble yourselves before the Almighty God. Now's the time. And ask God to forgive you for allowing this the structures to control you, the way you think, how you used to act. Like, y'all know this. Many of you are coming up out of this, but there's people that might see this that they don't understand it yet. You're being mind controlled. That's why I have not watched the mainstream media in 5 years. I haven't watched it. I saw things come on through my social media. I saw the mind control there, and like I said, they'd tailor everything to your views so that they could track you. They could track what you were doing. Well, I haven't done anything wrong except for speak my truth. You can try and take my First Amendment rights away. I don't care. Nope. I'll just pop up again and again and again and again because I'm going to keep on putting pressure on the powers that be. See my face. This goes for religious leaders too. There's no love lost there from me. You buckled under the government with your 501c3s. Don't lie to me. You guys stop preaching and teaching the ways of Jesus and the power of God. And now you're paying for it. Oh, well, this is just a trip. No, you're a big part of it. Hi, Nash. How are you? How are you doing? Oh, I've been kind of given some red pills. I just went in on, like, I love our military people who are actually don't understand that there's a bigger battle that's going on and are being used. There's a red pill for you. Yeah, I'm just chilling. I'm extremely disappointed in just the shit going on around the globe. You know, it's frustrating to watch and to see. I'm college educated. There's a spiritual battle going on. Like, this is bigger than just Afghanistan and us leaving Afghanistan. Like, it's bigger than just that. Okay? This was like a slap in the face to every single person around the world. Period. Like, it was. But it's like one of the things when I was sitting over in the bathroom, and I was thinking, I'm like, well, many of us were crying for the military to come out and help us get a hold of the anarchy that was going on in our streets for the last year and a half with this COVID stuff. And like, we didn't want our cities burning down, but they just sat back and watched. Well, I noticed something was really wrong with our military then. I mean, sorry. There was something that was going on behind the scenes that didn't feel right. And this is coming from me. I'm a mom. I'm a mother of a Marine. Well, like Donald, don't get me wrong, but I don't know that he's, honestly, this isn't even about him at this point. This is a spiritual battle between good and evil. This is about nasty government over top of, and this goes across the board. This is one of the things that I've been seeing. This isn't just going on in our country. This is a global takeover. Everybody's turning on their civilians. It's, and the military's letting it happen. And they were told, they took their oath, foreign or domestic. We had domestic terrorists going on over here and over in other countries. And did the military step in? Did you see it? No. The police were told to stand down. Just let our cities burn. Something's wrong with that. Yep. I think so. Now everybody is all emotional. Think about this way. Everybody's all emotional because of what happened over in Afghanistan, and they're like, oh my gosh, we're sending more troops over there. For why? What for? They pulled out and left all of our civilians there. Why are they sending troops over there now when they pulled them all out and left all those people there? Not to mention most of the people, like I agree, get them out of Afghanistan, you know, people who've helped, but I don't know that this isn't another invasion. They're getting out like 1,800 Afghanis to 300 Americans. We're supposed to protect our own. I mean, I get it, help with them too. We can't take on how many millions of Afghanistans over here. Think about that. We're already being invaded at the southern border. Now they're flying them in. Do you guys realize what's happening? This is a global takeover of the globalist. We don't know that these people were vetted. We don't know. And our own military is doing it to us. They want to kill us all. Okay? Anywhere you're at, they want to kill you all. I don't know what to tell you to do because I am a peace-loving person. I love God. I trust God. I'm just like, you better do something or I just don't want to see the planet destroyed, I guess. I don't. Either way, make sure your hearts are prepared because yeah, everybody's created in the image of God. That's how we were created. He's the one who breathed our breath in us. Like we are divine creatures. That's why they needed to program us. They wanted to take our divinity away and our faith and our trust. And they honestly, this is like the biggest narcissistic injury to the world I've ever thought I'd ever see. Betrayal trauma hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, I see beyond what people are just going with the narrative. I see what's happening. And a lot of people in upper, they know I'm right. I know this deep down in my soul. I do believe people are inherently good until they get programmed to not be. They get programmed with all this hate stuff and division and this person don't, I mean, so much negativity. Think of all the negativity and negative music and the negative vibration this planet has been on. Let's talk about it. We're talking greed, hate, fear, instead of faith, love, peace, kindness. Now people don't trust anybody. So let me tell you what I feel you're seeing. There's a deprogramming of the population. There's definitely an awakening happening with certain people. There's definitely an awakening happening. People are seeing the truth for what it is. It's at the point though where we have to be like, we have to call out on God. That's pretty much it. And be like, look, for me, I know God's real. I know He exists. I'm not saying, I'm saying the divine creator who created this universe. Talk to the divine creator. See what he has to say about all this stuff. Because God does, we want to know why people can't sense God or feel God because they've been programmed not to. We had a whole lot of junk DNA just floating around in our systems that are now getting activated. That's why they wanted to give you the shot. That's why they wanted to give you the freaking vaccine. And if you didn't take the vaccine, guess what? Now you got to get a vaccine. Just dumb. Just see if we can fly. Well, that's a good question. One way you can tell is trust your gut instinct. If you feel really good on it and it doesn't make you feel like angry and you know, there's some songs when it comes to music that does it, music is meant to change mood. I'm going to let you know something. Frequency and vibration is a real thing. They use that for mind control in Nazi Germany. They played everything at a very low frequency to put the people to sleep so they could just slaughter them. I studied the Holocaust. I know. Got an A plus in that class. That felt all too real. And I think something like that could happen here. It's be prepared. That's all I can say. I can't imagine that. I just don't want to see innocent people have to die. But most of us who speak the truth, speak out facts, and y'all can look up the stuff that I'm saying. This is just how I've been seeing it because I'm more libertarian in the way I see. I believe in my God inherent gifts of being able to be a person, to be able to choose. That's why we got free will. Freedom comes from that. Freedom of religion, not freedom from it, freedom of it. You can believe what you want and not get murdered for it. I say be respectful of other people's religions, but you don't have to follow them. Just be respectful of the person. They have certain beliefs, that's fine. When it goes to the point of killing people though over it, not okay about that. I don't believe in killing God's creation. If their time's up, God will take them out. That's the way I kind of look at it. I do believe in being able to defend yourself, though. Someone's coming at, if a demon's coming at you to kill you, yeah, I believe you have the right to defend yourself from that demon. We gotta start calling this shit what it is. These aren't just evil, they're demonic forces that are working inside of people. And it comes in through music, it comes in through people you hang out with, it comes in through generational curses, the whole 9 yards. You might have heard of some of all of this stuff, but I'm more of a spiritual channel over here. I will talk about politics somewhat, but at this point, I don't trust any of them. None. I don't trust any of these structures. I saw the downfall in all of them. I could not figure out why God told me to go back to college when I was 36. I got a degree in criminal justice, tried to take law classes in that, and I got a degree in sociology. So I'm real good at being able to cognitively think about the bigger picture of all of this and the small little details in between, because that's what I studied. I studied liberty, freedom, and I had to take all the liberal classes too, and I saw the programming in that. I mean, they laid out the structure. Heck, I took an industrial sociology class. That was a cool class, by the way. Learned a lot. I learned a lot of really cool facts. Some not so cool, like, yeah, how America kind of sold to both sides in World War II. Saw that, yeah. Way to go, Ford. Can't tell you were part of that Illuminati stuff. Who'd you steal your technology from, Henry? I do appreciate the car, though. Yep. Some Masonic Illuminati shit right there. Rich get richer and the poor get poorer. If you haven't understood, this is socialism at this point. If you don't get your vaccine and be a good little obedient clown, we will destroy you. We will force you into compliance. Yeah, one other thing I heard out of the blue. I heard Owen Schroyer got arrested for January 6th. And I'm like, no, wait a minute. They just let Alex and them off, and Owen got, what the heck is all that about? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Really? Going after another person that tells the truth. I don't like these globalist bastards either. We all see you, globalist. Best part is like I said, I already know your fight is against God, and you're taking it out on his creation. I already know this. The rest of us need to get it too. Because you can't stand to see the God in people. It drives your demons nuts. You can't stand to see people who are happy and joyful and helping one another. That's not a part of the forte. Not a part of your plan. Well, there's a big group of us that are going to do what we're called to do, whether you like it or you don't. We're going to tell the truth, and we're going to care about people. Got a problem with that? Y'all keep on speaking your truth. That NF song, Cat on One Hand Do I Trust, that's pretty much it. Like I said, even as being a mother, someone in the military, I back our military. I back the guys that are actually being put on the front lines of all this stuff. They're just pawns in this chess game. Remember that. So yes, they do need our support, but know that there's a bigger picture, and don't be surprised if they don't help you in your time of need. They're not ran by good people. Either way, I'm getting off here. I love you. I don't need the feds knocking at my door, but whatever. They know I'm right. Don't you? That's why I'm shadow banned. It's all good. I'll keep one out in your secrets. Just wait till I get the cards out and use esoteric knowledge against you. Love you. Bye.